Good afternoon, all of you. I am Shivaji Magar, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Dhanajindana Mahavidyalaya, Mysore. Before starting this lecture, I would like to congratulate all the organizing committee members of this workshop for making available such wonderful platform to life science students. Today, I am delivering lecture on cellular inhibitors, cellular respiration and its inhibitors. Dear student, due to the time limit, I divided this lecture in three modules. In first modules, I am dealing with the glycolysis and its inhibitors. In second, Krebs cycle, and in third, electron transport chain. You all know that all living organisms required energy for their life, and this energy comes from the respiration. Then you must know what is the respiration. The catabolic oxidative pathway in which carbohydrate is broken down into its inorganic component with the release of energy is called as respiration. Respiration is categorized into two types. One is the aerobic respiration and second one is the anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is the type of respiration in which organic compound is broken down into CO2 and H2O in the presence of oxygen. During aerobic respiration, large amount of energy is produced, and this process takes place inside the aerobic organism. Anaerobic respiration is also types of the respiration which is take place in the absence of the oxygen. During this respiration, the less amount of energy is produced, and it is take place inside the anaerobic organism. Mechanism of aerobic respiration. It is completed into three major steps. First is the glycolysis, which is covered in the first module in today's lecture. Second one is the Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is the cyclic process in which acetyl coenzyme A is completely broken down into CO2 in the presence of various enzymes inside the matrix of mitochondria. And third one is the electron transport system. It is take place at the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Now, glycolysis. The word glycolysis derived from the two Greek words glyco and lysis. Glyco means glucose, lysis means breakdown. The definition of the glycolysis is the enzymatic stepwise breakdown of glucose into two molecules of the pyruvic acid in the presence of various enzymes inside the cytoplasm is known as glycolysis. Now, where is the glycolysis take place? It is take place inside the cytoplasm. Why? Because all the required substrate and enzymes present inside the cytoplasm. That's why it is take place inside the cytoplasm. Now, three different scientists were discovered different steps of the glycolysis, that is Emden, Meyerhoff and Parnas. Hence, it is also called as EMP pathway. Now, some silent features of the glycolysis. Glycolysis takes place in all cells of the body. It is occur in the absence and presence of oxygen. When it is take place in the presence of oxygen, it is known as a aerobic process, and the end product of the aerobic process is pyruvic acid, which is later oxidize into CO2 and H2O. When it is take place in the absence of oxygen, it is known as an anaerobic process, and the end product of the anaerobic glycolysis is lactate. It is it is a emergency yielding pathway for cell in all in the absence of oxygen. Glycolysis is a major pathway for ATP synthesis in tissue lacking mitochondria. For example, erythrocyte, cornea, lens. In some tissue which have relatively few mitochondria, glycolysis is significant for ATP production. That is, for example, testes, leukocytes, kidney, medulla. It is. Glycolysis is very essential for brain because the brain cells or brain tissue depends upon only glucose. Mechanism of the glycolysis. The mechanism of glycolysis is divided into following three major phases. First one is the energy investment phase. Second one is the splitting phase, and third one is the energy generation phase. First, that is the energy investment phase. This phase is again divided into three steps. First one is the phosphorylation first. Second one is the isomerization first, and third one is the phosphorylation second. Collectively, these three steps called as a preparatory phase of the glycolysis. This phase is called as energy investment phase. Why? Because during this phase, two molecules of ATP are utilized. Now, first phase is the phosphorylation first. During this phase, glucose undergoes phosphorylation by ATP to produce glucose 6-phosphate in the presence of enzyme hexokinase and cofactor magnesium divalent ion. During this phase, inorganic phosphate from ATP is attached to the 6th carbon of the glucose. Due to that, glucose made impermeable to the plasma membrane. Now, this enzyme is catalyzed by the hexokinase or glucokinase. Now, hexokinase is present in all the cell. It phosphorylates hexosugar like mannose, fructose, glucose, and it has low Km value is about 0.1 millimolar, and this enzyme is inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate by the process of feedback inhibition. Glucokinase is present only in the liver cell. It is phosphorylate only glucose. It has high Km value, is about 10 millimolar, and it is not inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate. This is the first step of the glycolysis. Second is the isomerization second. During this step, glucose 6-phosphate undergoes isomerization to produce fructose 6-phosphate. This step is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphohexose isomerase. It also required cofactor, that is magnesium divalent ion, and this is the reversible steps. Third step is the phosphorylation second. This is the most important step because this is the rate limiting step of the glycolysis. It is also slowest steps of the glycolysis. Now, in this step, fructose 6-phosphate undergoes phosphorylation by ATP to produce fructose 1,6-diphosphate. It is also known as a fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This step is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphofructokinase. It requires magnesium divalent ion as a cofactor. Now, this phosphofructokinase is the regulatory enzyme of glycolysis. It is the allosteric enzyme. This enzyme is inhibited by the ATP, citrate, and hydrogen ions, and this enzyme is activated by fructose 2,6 phosphate diphosphate AMP and inorganic phosphate. Fourth step is the cleavage. Now, this is the second major phase of the glycolysis, that is the splitting phase. During this phase, glucose is split into two molecules of the 3 carbon compound, and that due to this step, this process is known as a glycolysis. And now in cleavage, what happens? See here, fructose 1,6 diphosphate undergoes cleavage to produce two molecule of 3 carbon compound, that is dihydroxyacetone phosphate and phosphoglyceraldehyde. For the remember, you call them DHAP and PAGL. This enzyme, full form of the enzyme is fructose 1,6 diphosphate aldolase. Fifth step is the isomerization second. Out of these two product, dihydroxyacetone phosphate and phosphoglyceraldehyde, the only phosphoglyceraldehyde participated into the further steps of the glycolysis. Hence, dihydroxyacetone phosphate converted into phosphoglyceraldehyde in these steps. This step is catalyzed by the phosphotriose isomerase. Due to the isomerization, two molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde is produced, and this enzyme phosphotriose isomerase is inhibited by bromohydroxyl acetone phosphate. Next, third major phase of the glycolysis is energy generation phase. This phase is completed into 5 different steps. First one is the oxidation and phosphorylation. It is also known as oxidative phosphorylation. During this step, what happens? 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde undergoes oxidative phosphorylation to produce 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. It is also known as 1,3-diphosphoglycerate. During this step, what happens? The oxidation takes place by the removal of hydrogen from phosphoglyceraldehyde, and this removed hydrogen combine with the NAD to produce NADH2. Later on, this NADH2 oxidize in ETC to produce 6 molecule of ATP. Phosphorylation takes place by addition of inorganic phosphate at first carbon of phosphoglyceraldehyde. During this step, 2 molecule of NADPH2 are produced, and this enzyme phosphoglyceraldehyde dehydrogenase is inhibited by iodoacetate and arsenate. Seventh step or second step of the energy generation phase, that is the ATP generation first. During this step, ATP is formed. Now, 1,3-diphosphoglycerate undergoes dephosphorylation to produce 3-phosphoglycerate. During this step, the phosphate group attached to the first carbon is removed and is attached to the adenosine diphosphate to produce adenosine triphosphate. This reaction or this step is catalyzed by the enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase, and this is the best example of the substrate level phosphorylation. So what is the phosphorylation? Phosphorylation means the formation of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. There are three different methods of the phosphorylation. First one is the photophosphorylation, second one is the oxidative phosphorylation, third one is the substrate level phosphorylation. Photophosphorylation means the synthesis of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate in the presence of light is the photophosphorylation. It is take place during the photosynthesis, light reaction of the photosynthesis. Second one is the oxidative photophosphorylation. The synthesis of ATP during electron transfer system is the oxidative phosphorylation. And third one is the substrate level substrate level phosphorylation. The synthesis of ATP from substrate without involvement of electron transport system is the substrate level phosphorylation, and during the glycolysis this is the most important or this is the best example of the substrate level phosphorylation. During this step, two molecules of the ATP are produced. Then next one is the isomerization. Third, during this step, what happened? 3-phosphoglycerate undergoes isomerization to produce 2-phosphoglycerate. In this step, what happened? Just phosphate group from third carbon is shifted to the second carbon of the phosphoglycerate. Now what happened? This enzyme, this step is catalyzed by the enzyme mutase and required magnesium divalent ion as a cofactor or activator to this enzyme. Ninth step is the dehydration steps. Now, during this step, what happened? 2-phosphoglycerate undergoes dehydration to produce phosphoenol pyruvic acid. This step is catalyzed by the enzyme enolase. It also required magnesium divalent ion as a cofactor. During this step, water molecule is released. This you know that this enzyme is inhibited by the fluoride, and you might be know that at the time of sugar testing, the fluoride is added in the blood due to for arresting this glycolysis or enzymes. Next one is the last step of the glycolysis is the ATP generation second. During this step, what happened? Phosphoenol pyruvic acid undergoes dephosphorylation to produce pyruvate. During this step, what happened? See here, the phosphate group attached to the phosphoenol pyruvic acid is removed by the action or by the activity of the enzyme pyruvate kinase. So that what happened? This removed inorganic phosphate is attached to the ADP to produce ATP. And now this enzyme pyruvate kinase required magnesium divalent ion as a cofactor. This is also example of the substrate level phosphorylation. During this step, two ATP molecule are produced. This pyruvate kinase is inhibited by ATP, and this pyruvate kinase is activated by fructose 1,6 diphosphate. In this way, glucose is converted into two molecule of the pyruvic acid. Then we shift towards the balance sheet of the glycolysis. During the glycolysis, we provide glucose, two molecule of NAD, two molecule of ATP, four molecule of ADP, and four molecule of inorganic phosphate. And why? What we get? We get the two molecule of the pyruvate, two molecule of the NADH2, two molecule of the ADP, and four molecule of the ATP. Now, when we talk about the net gain of the ATP during the glycolysis, by the substrate level phosphorylation, four molecule of ATP are produced, but during the glycolysis, two molecule of the ATP are used. So, net gain of ATP of glycolysis is two molecule of the ATP. You must remember this. Then we shift towards the two effects. One is the posture effect, and second one is the Crabtree effect. Now, first is the posture effect. What is the posture effect? The inhibition of glycolysis by oxygen is the posture effect. Uh, I earlier told you that the glycolysis is a two types of the process: aerobic process and anaerobic process. But in case of anaerobic organism, when we added oxygen, when we provide oxygen, the process of glycolysis is inhibited, and it was this effect was discovered by the Louis Pasteur, and the Pasteur effect is due to the inhibition of enzyme phosphofructokinase. You must remember this. This Pasteur effect is due to the inhibition of the enzyme phosphofructokinase. And then last effect is the Crabtree effect. The inhibition of oxygen consumption by the addition of glucose to tissue having high aerobic glycolysis is known as a Crabtree effect. This effect is the opposite to the Pasteur effect. Crabtree effect is due to the increase of consumption of glycolysis for inorganic phosphate and NAD, which is limit their availability to phosphorylation and oxygen. This is the Crabtree effect. This is the thank you. If you have any query, you can contact me on my mobile number, or you can email me also. At lastly, I thanks to all the organizing committee member to give me chance to deliver lecture on such platform. Thank you. Thank you.